The following portion of Great Day KC is sponsored by Heartland Foundation Repair.
One of the things I've learned as a somewhat new homeowner is how important the foundation of your home is to your home's overall health. Everything starts with a solid foundation. I'm excited to have an expert in studio today to teach us more. Let's welcome in John Coyle from Heartland Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, I'm kind of a new homeowner, so I'm always looking to learn more. And I've heard you're the expert.
Well, we've been at it a while.
You've been at it a while. How long have you been at it?
Well, I've been owning houses and fixing them and so forth for about 25 years.
Okay.
Foundation business, we've had the company for about 12 years.
Okay, so he's got some experience, y'all. We got the right person here. So first of all, I want to jump in and ask you, in the Midwest, what causes most of the foundation problems that we see?
Well, really the problem is our soils.
Okay.
We have clay soils.
Okay.
And when they get wet, they expand like a sponge, and when they get dry, they shrink. And it causes all kinds of difficulties for our foundations. It makes our walls go up and down, call that settling. And they also bow.
Okay.
They push in, they tip in because the clay expands and it pushes the walls in. And the root of that problem is that the water doesn't get managed properly.
Okay.
The foundation, at the base of a foundation is a drain tile. It goes alongside the footing when properly installed. And when it rains, the water just percolates down through that soil, gets to that drain. But after 25 to 30 years, that drain begins to fill up with sediment.
Sure.
And when it's not draining, the water's still coming down.
Okay.
And it builds up behind the wall. The clay stays wet. The longer it stays wet, the more it expands and starts damaging these walls.
Yeah, so it really kind of happens over time, like you
Yep.
said. It's not something that'll happen right away,
Right.
but eventually it will happen. So what in the foundation, the walls of our home, when it does settle, does it have something to do with the construction, or is it just kind of something that's going to happen over time?
Yeah, it's not really the construction.
Okay.
I mean, there are different kinds of foundation walls that can be affected in a little bit different ways, but because you have damaged your foundation wall doesn't mean that the contractor did a bad job.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's really a problem that's going to happen to almost every house in our
Yes.
area over time.
Okay, so that's good to know. Don't get too upset, especially if it's been 30 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. When do we know that we should bring in an expert? When should we be concerned if we see a crack in our basement or whatever it is? When do we need to bring in guys like you?
Well, I think it's once you begin to see a wall tipping in a little bit.
Okay.
That lateral pressure is perhaps one of the greatest problems we have in this area. It's pushing in. And you start seeing angling cracks in your foundation walls. That's a good sign that the wall's been broken and it's beginning to push in. That's a good time to take a look.
Okay, so if someone is seeing a crack in their foundation and they're concerned, you guys can help with that, though. Sometimes I see a crack and I'm like, oh my gosh, the whole house needs to go. But that's not necessarily the case, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Certainly, most of our houses are not going to fall down.
Okay.
Now, I've seen them where they were bad enough that, yeah, they were in real trouble.
Okay.
I mean, if a wall starts tipping in 3 inches, it's been resisting up to that point, but once it gets down to about 3 inches, it's beginning to want to fall down.
Yeah.
It needs help for serious at that point.
Okay.
Usually we have to dig it out, lift the house up, push the wall back up, buttress it with I-beams or tiebacks, depending on what the situation is, to stabilize that wall. But most of the time people get really anxious because they don't know foundation.
Yeah, I get scared.
You got one, but you don't know about it.
Yes.
And phone call, have somebody come take a look. Doesn't usually cost you anything to have somebody take a look.
Yeah, you guys do free estimates, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
people can call you up, say,
Yep.
I'm concerned about my foundation.
Yep.
Will you hold my hand and walk me through this so
Yep.
that I don't have an anxiety attack?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I like to be able to say to folks, don't worry, you can sleep well tonight.
Oh, I love that too. Especially as a new homeowner, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm trying to find what to look for. So it's good to know you guys are the experts and you can help us out. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
All right, when it comes to your home, having peace of mind that you've trusted the experts is priceless. Everything you need to know to get started on your free inspection is listed right there on your screen.